We're back, and the ghosts have gotten bigger. Last time we tortured 35mm film. Today we step up to medium format. 6x6, 6x4.5, bigger negatives, deeper souls, and a lot more surface area to cover. In the blue corner, the Epson V600, the flatbed coffin, it sees these larger negatives and promises high-resolution salvation. In the red corner, our Franken camera, the Canon R6 Mark II, still choking on that cheap extension tube. 13mm tube creates a tunnel of blur, forcing us to crop deep into the center of the sensor. We are asking a 50mm lens to swallow a medium format world. Is this a fair fight? Absolutely not. But fairness is for people who have time to spare. Let's see who wins. With 35mm, it was a tie in speed. But with medium format, the dynamic shifts. The scanner struggled. It treated every frame like a complex math problem it didn't want to solve. Fewer frames, yes, but massive surface area. It demanded 50 minutes of processing, worrying, and waiting. 50 minutes of my life evaporating into the hum of the machine. The camera, it barely broke a sweat. Even with the editing time included, we were done in 25 to 30 minutes. The camera didn't just win the race. It lapped the scanner while it was still tying its shoes. Speed goes to the Franken rig. But speed is nothing if the image looks like trash. And here is where things get weird. Because of that cheap extension tube, the edges of the frame turn into a blurry, warped nightmare. To get a usable image, I had to crop the camera sensor down to its sweet spot. The result? I am fighting with one hand tied behind my back. I am effectively using only about 5 megapixels of this flagship camera. Compare that to the scanner. The V600 spits out a file with a staggering 200 megapixels. 200 versus 5, it should be a slaughter. It should be no contest. But look closer. Despite having 40 times fewer pixels, the camera scan is often sharper. The grain is distinct. The scanner, for all its resolution, gives you a massive soft pillow of an image. The camera gives you a small, sharp dagger. Most frames look exactly the same, but when there is a difference, the 5 megapixel underdog takes the bite. Now, I can hear the purists screaming, why didn't you stitch the photos, why didn't you use a real macro lens? We could have. We could have taken 4 shots per negative and stitched them into a 100 megapixel monster, but that takes time, and this series is about the quickest path to resurrection. And it forces us to ask a dangerous question. What are you actually scanning for? If you are printing a billboard, sure, buy the scanner, buy the expensive macro lens, but most of these ghosts are destined for one place, the glowing purgatory of Instagram, a platform that crushes your art down to 1080 pixels wide. Feeding a 200 megapixel TIFF file to the Instagram algorithm is like feeding Wagyu beef to a wood chipper. The result is the same hamburger. Why fill your hard drives with terabytes of empty resolution when a sharp 5 megapixel JPEG tells the same story? So, for black and white medium format, the camera wins on speed and surprisingly holds its own on quality. But the war isn't over. Next time we remove the safety net, we're going to test color film, where the scanner's software might actually save us from the hell of manual color grading. And after that, the final boss, large format, 4x5 sheets, where stitching isn't an option, it's a requirement. We're going to find out if there is ever a reason to keep the flatbed coffin on my desk, or if it's finally time to bury it. Subscribe so you don't miss the funeral, and thanks for watching.